Hi everyone, we are Group BB. Today, me, Ting Ting, Shishan, Alexandra, Boon, Chico, Hashin is going to present the business and marketing plan about Toyota. And this is the agenda of a presentation. First, we will talk about the political environment, social, cultural environment, environmental factors, Toyota's promotion strategy, and then we'll talk about just-in-time inventory management, their sustainability, and the recall issue.
Speaking of the political environment for Toyota, one thing deserves to mention is the subsidy. According to the Government of Canada, transportation is the second largest source of greenhouse gas. For the sake of fighting climate change, starting on May 1, 2019, the Government of Canada has provided rebates of up to 5,000 Canadian dollars for models that are eligible for the zero emission program. The eligible vehicles include battery electric, plug-in hybrid electric, and hydrogen fuel cells. For example, a Toyota Prius Prime plug-in hybrid with 40 kilometers of electric range qualifies for a 2,500 Canadian dollars rebate. Besides, for the government incentive program, the Ontario also has a green plate program. The low-carbon vehicles, including vehicles eligible for the zero-emission program, are eligible for Ontario's Green License Plate program. Vehicles with green license plates can drive in high-occupancy vehicle lanes with any number of occupants, and high-occupancy toll lanes on 400 series highways and the Queen Elizabeth Way at no cost with any number of occupants. Another thing deserves to mention about the political environment for Toyota is the relationship of Japan with other countries. Japan has been a member of the United Nations since 1956 and has diplomatic relations with nearly all independent nations. Since the end of World War II, the historical issue between Japan, China, and South Korea has been an uncertainty for these countries. The Chinese government continued asking for an official apology for Japan's responsibility for what they have done to China. Moreover, accusing Japanese politicians of eliminating the fact of historical events. About Japan and Canada. Japan and Canada share many common values, including promoting the rules-based international order. Canada's exports of merchandise to Japan has $14.3 billion in 2021, while the imports from Japan were $15.4 billion. And what's more, the auto and auto parts are part of Canada's largest import from Japan in 2021. In 2016, India's demonetization has caused more than 99% of India's currency declared void, and this has resulted in 5 million job fails. Additionally, India's GDP has lost 1.5% in terms of growth. The demonetization also caused a huge impact on Toyota. The demonetization has resulted in a decrease in sales of Toyota by 30 to 40%. The war between Russia and Ukraine has caused many nations and global business to sanction Russia. Like everyone else, Toyota has stood out and made a statement in terms of Ukraine and Russia. Toyota has stopped all business in Russia, including 168 retail locations and one manufacturing factory that is mainly focused on producing RAV4 and Camry models.
Consumers put safety as a top priority when choosing their car, but Toyota was criticized because of the problematic vehicle safety designs. It announced a recall of 2 models in February this year because of the malfunctions of the sensor and the signal system. There were approximately 10,000 units need to recall. Many clients perceived the brand negatively. It destroyed the brand image and credibility, and as a result, it harms the Toyota sales and reputations. The increased income tax put on the middle class affected Toyota sales and revenue this year. According to the news, the federal raised the income tax by 5.2% on middle-class income group, and then assumed 86% family experience an increase in their personal income tax burden, which is about 800 to 1,000 per annum. At the same time, the target group of Toyota is the middle income group, especially the upcoming model. It is a threat to Toyota because it decreases the target group disposable incomes. In turn, they have a lower incentive and fewer budget to buy a car. Since the government is dedicated to decarbonize its transportation industry and become a global leader in zero-emissions vehicles, so they are committed to investing in renewable energy. Toyota can follow the flow and invest in a renewable energy-powered automobile to assure the long-term profitability. The investment will not only gain the Canada government support, but also take advantage of developing the global business as an eco-friendly automaker. It can strengthen the brand image and market reach in Canada as well as worldwide. Environmental criteria become more prominent when Toyota creates its marketing strategies because of the raising public awareness of the corporate sustainability. The consumer expects Toyota to uphold and exceed the legal requirement as a responsible automobile manufacturer. It indicates Toyota have to prioritize and focus on strengthening their car eco-friendliness over the revenue in order to gain the customer loyalty and attract the potential buyers. Toyota and Tesla are similar because they are mainly targeting on developing electric cars and hybrid cars, but Toyota has a broader market reach in North America and their cars are more price-friendly, whereas Tesla is more innovative and has an outstanding 10 years on auto-drive system, as well as their renewable energy-driven engine. BMW and Toyota are similar because of their prototypes and design. They mainly provide sedan in North America. Parts of their models are comparable, such as the Toyota Supra and the BMW Z4. Both of them have the same engine and a similar design, as well as the functions. However, the annual maintenance fee of BMW is $1,000, but Toyota only costs $440, which is the lowest among the car brands in the United States. Also, Toyota has a higher reliability than BMW, which has only 135 problems on a 3-year car, which is 6 fewer than the BMW. It makes Toyota become one of the most cost-effective and reliable brands.
Speaking of Toyota's promotion strategy, it has used guerrilla marketing to catch people unexpectedly in their daily lives. So one type of guerrilla marketing is outdoor guerrilla marketing, which means adding something to an existing urban area, such as placing the temporary artwork on the streets. So in 2012, Toyota has teamed up with a marketing agency and a world-famous street artist to create an outdoor guerrilla marketing campaign called Potato What's Behind You, hoping to draw attention to how a simple rear-view camera can help prevent accidents while backing up. The artist paint realistic child-sized image of the children playing on the wall, so drivers can see these paintings when they are backing up. And the purpose of this painting is to remind drivers of the need to be more careful when backing up and the importance of the rear-view mirror. This outdoor guerrilla marketing campaign successfully catches the people unexpectedly in their daily lives, and its emphasis on driving safety has also increased goodwill for the brand. Stealth marketing is advertising something to users without them being aware that they are being marketed. And Toyota has also developed this type of marketing campaign to promote their products. In 2008, Toyota released the Your Other You campaign to promote the Toyota Matrix. And this is type of stealth marketing because users don't realize they are being marketed during the campaign. The campaign is aimed at 20-somethings with a coarse media prank experience for them. So from the early days of the campaign, Toyota drove traffic to the campaign website through the print ads, outdoor ads. Their users are encouraged to provide personal information about the friends they want to prank, including their address, phone numbers, and emails. So that means Toyota could use the data without the user's friends knowing. The target of the prank will receive an email from Toyota, but with a personality text that contains a link to an unreadable consent form. So if they click yes, the prank quietly begins. One of the 5 virtual maniacs will contact the target of the prank and scare them with phone calls, texts, videos for 5 days. Throughout the prank, the Toyota Matrix integrates seamlessly into the experience, increasing its exposure and awareness, which was also one of the main purposes of this campaign. However, Toyota hit a disaster with this stealth marketing, as one of the targets of the prank became confused and scared during the prank, believing that Toyota had somehow compromised her mental health. So from this case, we can see that virtual marketing is really popular these days. They are often funny and get a lot of media attention, but there is a real concern that people will feel they have been the victim of a prank, and then they will have a negative attitude towards the brand. Toyota production system is built on the concept of just-in-time, which is designed to improve production efficiency and profitability, eliminate waste, and cut unnecessary costs, because Toyota made what is needed when it is needed and in the amount needed. Toyota builds cars based on orders received by its dealers, and only the parts needed to build the vehicle are received on time. Every car can be built to order, and every component must match perfectly the first time. In other words, in this type of production, only the necessary products are made at the necessary time in the necessary quantity. Parts are made and shipped at the same time, allowing Toyota to minimize its inventory of auto parts.
We're going to talk about sustainability within Toyota and what they're doing to achieve sustainability in their business model. So in order to talk about sustainability, we have to talk about the Toyota Environmental Challenge 2050. This challenge is a pillar / actions, 6 actions, and that will help Toyota achieve pretty much zero waste or zero emissions, a zero waste policy system by 2050. So the 6 pillars are: eliminate all CO2 throughout their vehicle's life cycle, meaning manufacturing life cycle by choosing suppliers, sustainable products, or sourcing products. Number 2, reducing all CO2 and new emissions, creating vehicles that don't release emissions or CO2 emissions, achieving a net zero goal in all their plants, reusing or introducing renewable energy within their plants, and making them more sustainable. Minimizing water usage and implementing wastewater management with local conditions. That's pretty self-explanatory. Developing an end life cycle for vehicles, recycling them properly, whether that be the batteries, recycling the batteries properly, and the metals, finding and developing an end for the product. Establishing a connection with humans. Now this is important because the only way we can tackle environmental change is by changing our perspective as humans. So now we're just going to talk about how they're going to achieve these with the next slide. So in order for Toyota to reach their goals by 2050, they have 3 phases that they're to be able to achieve this goal. The first one would be in 2050, called the 2050 target, which is a checkpoint to ensure Toyota is on track of meeting their goals and to be able to change anything if they are not. The second is the 2030 milestone, which obviously takes part in 2030, which basically means Toyota wants to reach 35% of their goals, of their 2050 goals by 2030. So every 5 years, Toyota will have one of these milestones, checkpoints, targets that they want to meet in order to reach the 2050. 2050 does seem like a long time. It's 28 years, but 28 years will pass and very quickly. So now we're going to learn a little bit more about the implementations, or sorry, not the implementation, the innovations that Toyota is creating for sustainability and the sustainability movement. Toyota is supporting this environmental movement and the shift in society is creating urban development. So Toyota has been a part of the environmental movement since 1963. And they've always continued with grants and other stuff. But now they have started to certify their facilities all over North America. So Toyota is a Platinum LED member, and quote, let me quote them, an LED certificate is a global recognition symbol of sustainability achievement and leadership. So they were awarded 4 of their plants in the US, and they're planning on getting the LED certification with many other plants throughout the US and Canada. Just because Toyota Canada doesn't have any LED certifications yet doesn't mean that they aren't progressing. Toyota Ontario facilities have a geothermal system for heating, and they collect water for uses of toilets and other water things and other water usage. So now the next urban development is the Woven City. The Woven City is a new city Toyota is building with innovating sustainable technology. The housing and the vehicles will be powered by solar panels or by the sun. And the vehicles will either be solar panels, the buses will be solar panels, and the cars will be hydrogen, with hydrogen stations located all throughout the city and the outer rims of the city. Also, the city will implement natural irrigation and hydroponics for growing food vertically and saving land. The way Toyota's helping the sustainable movement is by supporting humans. And hopefully, by supporting humans, we can support the earth. So an example would be the program called Mobility for All, which is designed to help all people of mobility ranges, such as building vans with wheelchair ramps, building robots, assisting robots for senior citizens so they can stay longer in their homes and be independent, and building scooters for mobility aspects, because helping people be mobile is so important in our society and they can seek help when they need it. Another way Toyota is helping with innovation is by shifting their focus from hydrogen cars to electronic cars. A perfect example is the LQ smart car. This car is built with artificial intelligence to help adapt to the driver, giving them a true driving experience. So these innovations not only help humans, but they are also sustainable in the long run, because these vans, these cars will be either hydrogen or electric, and these robots will most likely be electric. They're not going to run on gasoline. So now I'm going to pass it off to one of my members, and they will talk about ethics and responsibilities.
Today, I'm going to talk about Toyota's recalls. Even though Toyota is known for manufacturing high-quality cars and making them reliable for drivers to drive them, Toyota recalls millions of cars every year due to safety defects found by drivers. Recent safety issues that Toyota's car owners came across are unactivated radar sensors, failed braking assist, and defective headlights. Last year, Toyota recalled more than 150,000 Tundra pickup trucks due to their headlights possibly catching a fire. Toyota recalling millions of cars every year can ruin its reputation as a reliable company and lose the trust of its customers. But at the same time, Toyota recalling cars ensures that their customers' safety will be fine.
Everybody for staying and watching our presentation about Toyota. We hope that you learned and took away something about Toyota, and you look forward to learning more about the company and about the people who run the company.